صلوا على محمد وعلى محمد. The brothers are sitting very far back with another loud salawats. Can we all please move forward, as far forward as we can? Bismillah. Sallu ala Muhammad wa ala Muhammad. Another loud salawat. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. We begin, as always, by sending our deepest condolences to all of you and to the Imam of our time as we commemorate this tragedy of Karbala and what befell the family of Imam Hussein alayhi salam. A reminder that our programs start at 7:45 with Quran recitation, apart from Thursdays, when we start at 7:30. Followed by Salam and Marcia, and obviously the majlis delivered by Sheikh. This year, we're honored to have Sheikh Salim Yusufali join us from California, and tonight is night 3 of his series titled The Great Deceivers. To talk a little bit about the Sheikh himself, he was born and raised in the United States. He holds a BS and MS in computer science from Stanford University and a doctorate in educational leadership from Western University. After working in Silicon Valley as a software engineer and engineering manager, he moved to Qom in 2004 to pursue Islamic studies. He completed his MA in 2014 and served as a spiritual guide at a full-time Islamic school in Ontario until 2019. And as of 2020, he is the Dean of Mission at Rise Academy and the Assistant Resident Scholar at the Saba Center in San Jose, California. A reminder that these majalis, these events, all these programs, Muhurram as a whole, is not possible without your help, without your donations. We're still looking for sponsorships for majalis, for Sabil. We're hosting a few discussions with the Sheikh this Muhurram that I'll talk about in a second. So for all of those, we are looking for sponsorships. If you'd like to know more, you can talk to me outside. You can talk to any of the execs, and we'll put you in touch, inshallah. We just wrapped up the first day of what we're introducing as Alim Hours, which is a series of one-on-one private sessions with Sheikh Salim. If you would like to speak privately with him, you can book a one-on-one session through the front desk, whether it's for personal reasons or spiritual advice or further discussion. Slots are available on a first-come, first-served basis. The link, like I said, can be found at our front desk and also on our WhatsApp and our Instagram. We're also proud to launch our brand new shirts for this Muhurram. They're available for purchase at the front desk. We have a variety of sizes, this time for the kids as well. So we have sizes in youth and adult. All proceeds obviously support youth programming. And once again, you can find them outside at the front desk. Like I mentioned, we have 5 discussion sessions with the Sheikh this Muhurram. The first one is tonight, June 28th, which is brothers only. Tomorrow will be sisters only. The day after, June 30th, will be brothers only again, followed by sisters only on July 1st, and then finally co-ed on July 2nd. We are asking for your opinion. The topic for tonight's discussion has already been announced. But for the future discussions, we are asking for your opinion on what you'd like to see. There are polls that have been posted on our socials where you can go and vote for your favorite topic. Lastly, a reminder that we are having a parallel children's majlis downstairs in the basement. And if your child is between the ages of 4 to 11, you're encouraged to send them downstairs where there's a parallel program for them, hosted by the Moms and Tots team. We thank all parents who bring their children to participate in our majalis. If your child does become restless in the main hall, we ask that you send them to the basement, or for the sisters, also to the ladies' hall. Let us be mindful and patient with our youngest attendees and their families so we can foster a welcoming environment that nurtures their connection to Imam Hussein alayhi salam, inshallah. Lastly, there's a Fatiha request for tonight's marhumeen, as well as marhum Sayyid Asad Jafri. Al-Fatiha. Brothers, as there are still more people coming in, please can we move as far forward as we can as we invite up the Sheikh with 3 loud salawats.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين لا حول ولا قوة إلا بالله العلي العظيم والصلاة والسلام على أشرف الأنبياء والمرسلين وخاتم النبيين وسيد المرسلين أبي القاسم محمد اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد وعلى آل بيته الطيبين الطاهرين المعصومين المظلومين ولعن الله الدائم على أعدائهم أجمعين من يومنا هذا إلى قيام يوم الدين. السلام على الحسين وعلى علي بن الحسين وعلى أولاد الحسين وعلى أصحاب الحسين. Somebody who prayed. He's somebody who recited Quran. He's somebody who went for Hajj. He probably had a nice beard and many other nice things like that. From the outer, he seemed like he had the guise of a Muslim. But he was somebody who had been completely overtaken by shaitan. He wasn't a human being. And so Ayatul Bahjah warns us. He says, he would say this on occasion, that we are Shimr bil Quwa, we are Yazid bil Quwa, we are Muawiyah bil Quwa. Bil Quwa means that you have a potential to be that being. And so we need to take heed of that. And we need to learn from the messages that our Imams have given us. So we've been exploring the 7 techniques that Al-Gharur makes use of to trap and to misguide human beings. Or in other words, the 7 games that he might play with us in order to take us away from the path of Allah. The first one that we covered yesterday was, just to recap, it was when we have a distorted view of reality, when we don't have correct beliefs. When this happens to us, then we act according to that. We looked at the example of, Zionists. How are they taught? What are their core beliefs that allow them to justify this level of atrocity and this level of dehumanization and this level of genocide and Holocaust? But we made a point there. We said that don't look at that and just scorn it and say that that has nothing to do with me. Because some of those same core approaches can somehow creep into our belief system as well. And just to kind of close off the discussion about that before we talk about the next step for today, I want to mention one thing. There is a beautiful sunnah that the companions of the Imams used to engage in, which is called Ardud Deen. What that means is this. Ardud Deen means the presentation of the deen. We have numerous traditions, and you can look this up if you want, if you're interested. There's numerous traditions where the great companions of the Imams, at certain times, they would go to the Imams, and instead of asking questions, of course they would do that as well, but in these cases, instead of asking questions, they would ask permission from the imam to state their aqa'id. So they would be like, is it okay if I explain to you what my belief system is? And the imams would give them that permission, and then they would start out from the beginning. That the core of my entire belief is predicated on the tawheed of Allah. And then from there they would talk about the risala, and finally the imama. But it's more than just words they were saying. They were talking about that belief system which they actually live by. You know, sometimes there's a difference between the slogan and between the actual practice, lived reality. But they would be talking about how they actually live and what they live by. And usually the imams, in the narrations we have, there's numerous ones, but when you look at, in general, when the imams would hear this at the end, if they were happy, they would make a dua for that companion. They would say, may Allah have mercy on you. And they would say that, هَذَا دِينِي وَدِينُ آبَائِي وَهَذَا مَا نُدِينُ اللَّهِ بِهِ, meaning that this is our religion. This is a non-ma'asum, but the imam is telling the non-ma'asum that that path that you're on, this is our path. This is the path of our forefathers. And this is the path by which the path that we are taking to Allah. Now imagine you had that honor of being given an audience with the imam of your time, and you could do the same thing. And you were to go through all the different, issues that we have. Sometimes we have these conflicts, like we have spouses, for example, they don't see eye to eye on something. How should they approach shared living? How should they make decisions when it comes to consumption, when it comes to saving, when it comes to expenses, what kind of home they should live in, how they should vacation or not vacation? All of that all goes back to some core beliefs, which is that what are we here for, right? What are we striving towards? And how does that translate into our practical actions? Now, one of the challenges we have in the time of the ghaiba is that we don't have that type of access to the imam of our time to be able to do that. But do we just give up on the idea? No. What we try to do is, number one, we research, we learn, we study. We see, like, what is it that Islam, now we have so much research that we have treasures in terms of like guidance in form of books, websites, articles, apps that tell us, okay, this is the Islamic position. This is what Islam tells us. And we can sometimes then, if we're still confused, we ask, right? If I can just take a moment here, if I can ask you to please, for the brothers, come forward, because brothers are coming in the back, and everyone, inshallah, recite salawat ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad. Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad. One of the most beautiful things that a couple can do is when they get into a point of a difference of opinion on something, right? Rather than it becoming a vicious battle, right, and struggle and a conflict, they say that, you know what? We have a perfect solution, which is let's take the path of the Ahlul Bayt alayhim as-salam. Right? It makes it easy. It's not my path or your path, it's their path. Right? So what is that path? Well, let's research. Is not successful in deceiving somebody through distorting reality for them, then he goes to the next game, which is called the game of taswif. Okay, taswif in Arabic means to postpone something that is to be done today for tomorrow. In English, the word that's used for it is procrastination. Procrastination is one of the things that I feel we don't talk about that much, but if we want to look at the importance of it, let me just give you one narration we have, which is found in Jami' al-Sa'adat. Mullah Naraki, he says that it's been narrated. He doesn't give a source for the narration, but it's coming from a good source. Inshallah, it's something which we can at least consider,